you doing? Welcome to another installment of Objectively Biased. With me, your host, the Objective One, Steve Faulkner. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for football. So over the course of the next couple of weeks, I will be giving my preseason projections on where teams are going to finish. Division, playoff, and potential Super Bowl candidates. So be on the lookout for that. Today we're going to discuss Tim Duncan, and we're going to get into the NFL. Because I got a calling out on the NFL. So all that and more coming up. Let's get ready to rock. So while a lot has happened in the NBA, Dwayne Wade going to Chicago, Kevin Durant going to Golden State, Tim Duncan retired. And Tim Duncan had an illustrious 19-year career. And we could go beyond the numbers with Timmy. But I'm going to give you some numbers just so you can understand how great of an NBA player Tim Duncan is. So Tim Duncan has scored over 26,000 points in his career, which is good enough for 14th in the NBA all time. Over 15,000 rebounds, which is good for 6th. Over 3,000 blocks, which is good for 5th. In blocks, he's only behind Hakeem Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Mark Eaton. Rebounds, he's only behind Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Kareem, Elvin Hayes, and Moses Malone. To say that this is not one of the best NBA players of all time would be blasphemous. Quite frankly, he's a top 10 in history. He has 18 All-NBA and All-Defensive Selection first teams, over 25 All-NBA first, second, and third, and All-Defense. We're talking about a guy who had an illustrious career. Not to mention Finals MVPs, 5 NBA Finals championships. He is the reason San Antonio is on the map. Yes, Tim Duncan has been great. But he hasn't been great the way great players have been. There's been nothing flashy or exceptional about him. His nickname is the Big Fundamental. Why? Because he is the most fundamentally sound basketball player that I've ever seen, possibly ever in history. He's the consummate teammate. He is a great leader, behind only, in my opinion, Bill Russell. We're talking about a guy that made sacrifices for winning, sacrifices for the team. A guy that in his prime, in his heyday, which is probably a decade and a half, was never less than a top 5 player in the NBA. And yeah, that's playing with Shaq, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki. Never has he been less than a top 5 player in the NBA for a decade and a half. This guy's great. And he should be remembered and respected as such. Tim Duncan, hats off to you on a great NBA career. And out of my objective thought this week. And like I said, I was going to call out the NFL. We had the women's NBA, Minnesota Lynx, wear shirts saying that change starts with us. We had LeBron James, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo Anthony, the Banana Boat gang, stand up at the ESPYs and call for change. We had Adam Silver, head of the NBA, say if the NBA players want to use us as a platform for the injustice that has been occurring in this country, I approve of it. And that's phenomenal. Now, my sport is football. But quite frankly, oh yeah, crickets. We haven't heard shit from the NFL. Adam Silver approves. Hey, Roger Goodell, where are you? How about Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? Maybe Eli Manning. How about Odell Beckham Jr. or Des Bryant? Hey, James Harrison, you got a lot of shit to say. Why so quiet? I'm offended at the fact that the NFL players, that the NFL period, hasn't offered any type of platform, any type of statement to what's going on in this country. Carmelo Anthony didn't just call out NBA athletes. He called out athletes in general. Ironically, it was the ones in the NBA who took the first steps. When are NFL players going to take steps on social issues in this country? Or did that stop when Jim Brown? Just curious. Because with everything that has gone on, you never hear about NFL players saying anything. Hell, you never hear about Major League Baseball players saying anything. And somehow they get passes. Nobody calls them out on their bullshit. Well, guess what? I'm calling you out. And while it may mean nothing because I'm not as significant as I'd like to be, I'm one voice. I'm one voice with some followers. And maybe they'll follow suit and share this too. Because change isn't going to come because that person said it and you stayed quiet. Thank you for watching Objectively Biased. Subscribe to the YouTube channel Stephen Fogmeg. Follow me on Instagram at S_Fogmeg and on Twitter at S Fogmeg.